Hey guys, and welcome into the Nolecast. This is Bud Elliott. This is a just quick little recruiting primer episode for the weekend. And now I feel good about who's coming exactly and who's not. We'll go ahead and release this. Want to thank our sponsors real quick here. Tarpon Sellers, Congruity HR Solutions, Charlie Park. Go get your brunch, lunch, maybe a little graduation celebration. Legendary Home Loans. All right, let's get into this thing. Who's coming? Why they matter? A quick refresher of who they are, maybe who's visiting elsewhere. We'll hit our prize picks thing, a couple little interesting notes about the program that I have, and we'll get you out of here in, I don't know, 10 to 15 minutes. Sound good? Listen to it on your drive home from work, maybe when you're going for a jog, or gosh, even a sprint tomorrow morning. So, all right. Offensive lineman Jeremiah Byers from UTEP. I was talking to a guy who runs personnel, not for the Knowles, but for another program. And he was telling me, hey, like the quality of player available in the portal is just so drastically different from team to team, but also from position to position. And offensive line and defensive line this year, they're they're legitimately pretty bad, right? So something to watch there. If you got a guy that you like early, go ahead and take him because you may not find something better. While Byers may not be a true tackle, UTEP is not exactly a transition to the ACC. Uh, they like Byers. I think Byers is a take at this point if he wants in. That they got him on the visit and they offered him so early, I think says how much they like him. You can never have enough bodies. You got to think like, what would this season have been like if you didn't go ahead and take Jazz Turrentine from South Carolina? So Byers in on a visit. We'll see where else he goes if he decides to go or if he makes it, out of the weekend. They may just get that thing locked up. Two really important tight end visitors. We talked about this on the Tuesday show. Kyle Morlock from Shorter University, big kid, more of an inline tight end, 6'7", 250. This is his second visit back. He also visited for the UF game. Tennessee's the primary competition there. Tennessee did take another kid from California. Like the Knowles, I think Tennessee would take two guys at the tight end position. So I'm not going to say this is wrapped up, but I think it's a great sign that the Knowles got Morlock back on campus for an official so quickly after getting him on for an unofficial. Jaheim Bell from South Carolina, a kid who has been scouted for a long time, certainly guy that FSU was in on somewhat as a recruit out of the Valdosta area, played running back some this year for South Carolina. Gamecocks kind of struggled to find ways to get him the ball in space, a dude who's going to want to catch the ball a lot. So if he comes, let keep him happy, but certainly a very athletic player and somebody that, you got to think Mike Norvell and those guys could find a way to get him the ball. And if they were to get Morlock and Bell, in addition to what you have at receiver, I think you have to feel extremely good about this offense. Plus the announcement, of course, that Trey Benson is coming back. I think we hit that on the last show, but maybe not. I don't know. They all kind of run together at this point at this crazy time of year. Now, defensively, a couple guys to keep an eye on here. Edwin Joseph, high school kid, not a transfer from Chaminade. Corner that I know the Knowles like an awful lot. Louisville, Auburn, Miami are the other teams involved in here. Look, clearly all of those teams do NIL pretty well as well, especially Auburn with their new NIL program that they have up and running. Joseph is a guy the Knowles like. They've been on him for a while. Guy they've been on, I think, evaluating maybe for a while, but not been maybe hardcore recruiting. Conrad Hussey from Penn State, St. Thomas Aquinas kid. I think Penn State would love to hold on to him. I think Miami would like to flip him. The Knowles certainly, I think, would be interested in having Hussey in their class. He's a dude who definitely could play safety, maybe could play some corner in a pinch if you had to have him. But another highly rated kid there who they got on campus this weekend. Great job by the staff, by the way, of getting all these kids on campus. Should be nice weather. It seems like a nice time to visit Tallahassee. Devontae Brown, UCF corner safety, DB transfer from the Knights. His little brother is a really good player in the class of 2024. But look, realistically, you're not going to take a transfer just to get the brother unless the brother's like the number one player in the country. And that tells me that FSU actually likes Devontae Brown on his own merit. So certainly one of the defensive back transfers that they are considering, as well as the UVA DB Fentrell Cypress, who like the entire country is considering. I think he's visiting UCLA this weekend, by the way. So we'll have to see how that goes. But I imagine the Noles will try to get Cypress on campus at some point. Now, some defensive line news that you guys need to know. FSU did get a commitment from Daryl Jackson, the defensive tackle who was the teammate in high school of Josh Farmer. Follow me here. Signed with Maryland, transferred to Miami. His mom's not doing well health-wise. Obviously, we hope she gets better. He would like to be closer to home. He hits the portal, and I think this is pretty well known that if you're going to hit the portal and apply for the waiver, given that his mom lives within an hour of Tallahassee, that's the most likely and logical school that you would apply to if the basis for your waiver is that you'd like to be closer to your ailing mother. So, again, Jackson commits. That gives the Noles another big body. I'm not going to tell you that Jackson will be a dominant player. Maybe he will. I don't know that. I do know a couple things. Number one, man, O-line and D-line this year in the portal are slim pickings. So if you got traction with any of the top guys, good, because it's hard to find good guys right now on the O-line and D-line in the portal. I mean, heck, there may not be a Jared Verse in the portal this year. We just kind of have to see. But Jackson did play 400 plus snaps for the Canes this year. Not a good Canes team, but the defense was far better than the offense was. I would expect Jackson to immediately enter the rotation if he is eligible waiver-wise, which it does seem like those are getting granted more and more often. Now, in the high school ranks, Ruben Bain, really nice, built pass rusher from Miami Central. Miami is the main competition here. I said in the last show that I was skeptical about FSU's ability to sign him. I thought Miami should be perceived as the favorite. I actually still think that they should be perceived as the favorite, but maybe I'm softening my stance a little bit on the Noles' ability to sign Ruben Bain. I think they're going to give it a really good shot. They have nice momentum right now as a program. They have another really highly rated kid from South Florida in the class in Hakeem Williams, who can probably discuss some things with him about the two programs, since Hakeem picked the Noles over the Hurricanes. And we'll just have to see how that goes. Certainly Mike Norvell and Odell will swing and take their best shots. And then Cameron Robinson, linebacker out of Virginia, committed right now to Virginia. Virginia on the field had a pretty poor year. Defense was better than the offense, to be fair to the guys in that defensive staff. And then a tragic end of the season, obviously, with the the triple murder up there that involved the team with the former player gunning down his teammates as got off the bus. Robinson's a pretty athletic kid, a big hitter. Given the fact that you do have two guys announcing they've signed with Battles In and Kalen DeLoach and Tatum Bethune coming back, you have no need to take a portal linebacker this year. But you do need to kind of load up the room for when both those guys go, because I'm fairly sure they're out of eligibility after 23. So the fact that you have Blake Nicholson, right? The fact that you have Ward, assuming he works out, and then Robinson, you attack the room with some numbers, you see who works out, you see who develops, but that gives you a decent base, I think, of second and third year players entering the 2024 season. And maybe you need to take 0, maybe you need to take 1 in terms of transfer linebackers for that 24 season. But for this year, you don't need to take any. All right. We'll update you on Instagram and Twitter if anything else happens that we hear of. Let me see what else we got here. Oh, I'm going to say conspicuous in its absence, that we have not seen like thank you letters or, hey, I'm definitely leaving Twitter graphics from Jared Verse, Fabian Lovett, and Jamie Robinson. Like, that's kind of interesting to me. I'm not saying that those guys are coming back, far from it. I think the odds are that, I think the odds that 0 come back are better than the odds that all 3 come back. But draft grades are a funny thing, right? And we sat here and we told you on this show when some of y'all were dropping in the live chat that, like, guys, just because some draft website says that Robert Scott's a first rounder, they could be off by like several hundred picks. I mean, Robert Scott, if he went to the draft right now, he wouldn't be picked. I don't know what exact draft grades these guys are getting. And just because you get a Senior Bowl invite does not necessarily mean that you're going to go in the top 3 or 4 rounds. Some guys go play in the Senior Bowl and they go in the 5th round or the 6th round or the 7th round, or in the worst case, they go undrafted. Just something to look at there. I'm not saying those guys are coming back, but every day that goes by that they don't announce a bowl opt out, every day that goes by that they don't announce that they are officially done with their Knowles career, it does make me wonder. So I guess we'll have to see. Last thing here, every week during the football season, we do our Prize Picks segment. Really appreciate y'all supporting Prize Picks, prizepicks.com. Download the Prize Picks app. You will get a 100% deposit match bonus if you're a first-time depositor. Use that promo code Nolecast. Promo code Nolecast. Have two for you that I really like, and then I'm going to send out my other ones on Twitter later on. So we're going to start here. Justin Herbert. This is kind of the free square of the week, assuming Herbert doesn't get hurt on like the opening play and just doesn't pass for any yards. Justin Herbert for the Chargers over 1/2 passing yards. All right. Tom Brady of the Bucks over 24.5 passing completions. That seems like a big number. However, it's very hard to run on San Francisco, and I don't know that Tampa can pass protect long enough to throw a lot of deep shots on the 49ers. I would expect the ball coming out quick and often from Tom Brady in this one. I'll figure out the other one. Stay tuned to our socials. We'll put them out on there, and hopefully we can get some winners there now that college football season is kind of winding down. Although for bowl games, I really am excited about Prize Picks for bowl games because with all the opt-outs and all the guys just sitting out and in the portal, you really kind of have to know who's playing and who's not and who's good as far as backups go. So a great chance to have some real fun on Prize Picks for bowls. This weekend, we just have NFL. We're going to have fun with that too. Make sure you follow us on the socials, and shout out to our friends at Knowles 24/7, Brendan and Chris Nee and Sinone. Well, that is Brendan and Zach Blowstein. All those dudes are just killing it. Appreciate y'all. That's your, what do we get, under 10 minutes here? Hopefully, maybe under 15 for sure. That's your quick Nolecast weekend rundown. We'll be back again with you on either Sunday or Monday as this stuff is happening fast and furious. Take care, y'all.